Yo, 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 yo. Let's blow stuff up.
Oh, shit. Damn, you're peaking the meters, bro.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, me?
Folks.
Little old me?
If you're not redlining, you're not headlining.
Yeah,
Hey.
fuck yeah, Jeets. He gets it. When I play live, I like to crank the master as high as it can go.
There's
Redline as hard as you can go, so you can headline as hard as you can go.
on these Pioneer mixers, if you redline it just a little bit, you get just enough like clippy distortion out of it. That I'm like, actually, redlining is an artistic choice.
Agreed.
For me.
It's my choice as
Agreed.
an artist. I
Folks,
choose to redline.
Look, you're not wrong.
Folks, it's episode 156 with Mick Jeets. We're back.
Once again.
got him
Holy
back.
Thanks for having me back, y'all. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man. Absolute legend of
He's back in the
Denver.
new studs.
Legend of the 400 pod.
Yeah.
Legend of our little friend group.
Yeah.
Nick Teets.
And, whoa. How are you, buddy? Everything good?
I'm doing good. I just got back from New York City. I saw Fortet play under the K Bridge, which
So
was like
sick.
pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking wild.
The music was loud. The vibes were high, and yeah,
Love to hear it.
Sounds like an amazing
that's
time.
my life.
Right.
Otherwise,
It
been like
sounds
making bangers,
legendary as fuck,
make,
honestly.
making bangers and
Yeah.
getting lost at the after party, and you know all just the things that like a local DJ does.
Getting
Yeah, yeah.
lost at the after
Lost.
party.
Doing cocaine bumps or boofing cocaine bumps at the after
Boofing.
party.
Oh, yeah,
Cocaine
of course.
Of course.
I mean, if you're not.
Classic local DJ
I
move.
once did a bump of glitter. My friend's like, do you want like a glitter bump? And I was like, dude, whatever. And then she literally like hands me glitter, and I'm sneezing out glitter, and I'm like,
Oh, like actual glitter.
that's what I said. I said, oh, actually, glitter.
Do you wanna
But
snort
it scratched
this
the itch.
glitter, dude?
So
It scratched the itch. I had an itch in
What?
my nose, and it got in there, and it fucking...
It
Shout out
really
Dime, my girl.
tickled. It scratched an itch for sure.
So you sneeze and it's just really fun because it's just glitter coming out.
sparkly.
Albie Bass Music brings up a good point. He says, your CDJs, your choice, to our reference about
Yes,
clipping.
thank you, Albie.
Thank you, Albie. He
Yeah.
gets it. He gets it.
does.
He gets it.
Alumni of the pod. Shout out Albie.
The boy, the only shirtless person
The only
on the cover of the episode ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. The
It
only
has
one.
never
He
happened.
went there.
Other than him.
He was
Yep.
trying to stand out. He's like, yo, I can go naked for you guys, but I don't know if we weren't trying to shoot a porno here, so we're like, let's take the top off. It's fine.
I don't want to make a thing of people getting naked on our podcast.
Sure.
That's not really what I want.
You can
for
do that
our
at home,
podcast.
Albie. Hopefully, Albie's at home with no clothes on,
Yeah.
getting always
Hopefully.
400 in the
Hopefully.
nude.
I wouldn't doubt
Just
it.
Watches the podcast naked.
I wouldn't doubt it if he's just vibing naked.
If he's not, he will be.
Yeah,
By the end of this,
I
yeah,
am
you
now.
will.
I feel like
I am
he's
now.
a
I'm
man who
stroking it.
accepts challenges. So, what's new production-wise? What's going on? You got any fun little habits you've picked up over the last year since we last saw you?
Yeah, actually, so like when I produce or when I have a big DJ show coming up, I'm like full on like that is the project, that is what I'm
Okay.
focused on. So like lately I've been focusing on DJing, but when I've sat down to make music, it's like I can sit down every week or every 2 weeks and just make a banger. Like the song that comes out is the banger, and it's like I don't have to be in the practice to do it. And I think the thing that has been helping me do that, and I learned this from Martin with a Y.
Shout out Martin with a Y.
Martin with a Y is like, so every month you make this like working samples folder, and as you listen to music and take recordings on your phone and sample vinyls, you just add to this folder. And every morning you wake up and you listen to the samples in this folder, and maybe you like add to them, maybe you just like listen to them, but then as you're going about your day, you're just like, oh, like that donk goes here, and all of a sudden you're inspired. Like you're on the bus and you're like, that donk would actually work in this context.
You just hear it and you're like, that needs to happen.
And,
right
and so
here.
to like continually listen to these samples over and over again, they like integrate themselves into your mind and into your life.
Sure.
And so like I'll sit down and I'll make something and I'm like, I have the drum fill, I have the snare, it's already here, I already did this part of the process. So that's been really illuminating to me.
Right. Excuse me.
Gross, dude.
Sick. Get out of here.
Sorry,
Get
guys.
outta here.
You're right.
We'll be right back.
Jeets is the new host.
Klaus.
Chat, shame him. Shame him.
No, come back. We miss you already.
Too far
Hey,
away.
hey, he's back.
That's awesome, though.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
I love this idea a lot. So, okay, practicality. Let's go to practicality on this very specific thing. So, when you say you're listening to these samples over and over again, is there like, are you using some kind of cloud thing?
I'm using the
Or-
fucking Finder on Mac OS. Have you ever heard of this Finder app? You just press
On your,
you just,
so it's when you're on your computer
yeah,
specifically
you're just on your
is when
computer
you're
and you
listening
press
to
space
this.
and you just listen through this folder one by one. And the other cool thing,
Oh, this is one moment that this happens.
yeah,
Well, I
every
mean,
morning,
Just
every
pre-make-
morning.
Every morning you listen to this
And you
samples
listen,
in the folder.
You listen to cool samples from your sample packs, anything you've recorded on your voice memos, anything that
You
like
listen to whatever.
whatever. And then the other thing
Okay.
that blew my mind was
Okay.
like, take the songs you made and just resample them. Like find those hi-hats or
sure.
that drum fill, and all of a sudden you're like recycling. You're sampling yourself
Yeah,
as an artist.
yeah.
You're like, whoa, do I have my own sample pack now?
Yeah. That'll happen pretty quickly if you're actually making shit.
And then the dope thing is that every month you delete this sample folder and you start again.
Right. What I was, yeah.
Oh,
I was
that's
going to
fun.
say, it's
That's
kind
fun.
of like a form of osmosis. Basically, you're trying to sit there and just
400%.
400
Exactly. dude.
always. And yeah, so the point is you're adding a bunch of samples you like throughout the month into this sample folder, and as you go along every morning or whenever you're with your laptop, if you're working that way, or maybe you could do a cloud so you could listen to it on the fly.
Yeah, I
at
like
any
the idea
moment.
of being able to do it like while I'm on the road. Listen
Right.
to a bunch of samples in my car.
That's the next
Right.
step.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Because
That'd be
listening
sick.
to it in the car also is just going to give you a different vibe because you're listening
Be
to it in the
the
box.
nerdiest
Different
shit ever, by
context.
the way.
Yeah. It's like a huge,
Like,
huge nerd
Imagine
move.
anybody seeing another person in their car listening to basically it's like kick drum, snare, donk, fucking traffic.
What you need
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like a button. Like maybe new cars have it on their steering wheel. If you're connected via
right.
Bluetooth, you can sit there and just flip through the tracks. But something where you could just like doosh, 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 doosh.
Well, the idea is that like you're avoiding that process of like clicking
Right.
through all the sample packs,
Exactly.
and you're finding the ones you like, and you have a dedicated time to find
Yeah,
the
you're-
ones you like. So you're pre-vetting like the sounds,
Right. You're building a palette.
And then like you're saying, it's like me and my girlfriend Anna are in the car, and I'm like, we're gonna listen to these samples for the next 4 hours, and she's like,
Okay.
you're gonna kill me. Like, you're gonna die right now.
No,
No,
you're
this
gonna
is
kill
not
me.
an activity for a couple.
Yeah.
She loves it. She's like, are those the drums from Daisy?
Oh,
And I'm like,
really?
yeah, babe.
Oh, nice.
Oh, let's go. That's it
Okay.
then. Yeah.
Oh, this is the think break. Yeah, you're right. But it's
I was doing that all weekend.
It's saturated, you're
We went
right.
to all these clubs, and the think break kept coming up, and I go to like my least musical friends, and I'm like, that's the think break.
That's the
This
thing.
is what I was thinking
Yeah.
about.
And they're like, "Why are you thinking about breaks right
They're
now?"
like, I
dude?"
still don't get it.
you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Think
I'm like
break.
the vocal. That's what
Come
I
on,
said.
it's so easy. It's one of the most. It's besides the amen, and maybe even more noticeable.
It is
than the amen.
easier to
But-
identify.
Yeah, just the
I would
notice
say.
are fucking-
Right.
400 always.
Yeah.
Always. I had a fun little moment the other day where our other roommate was taking a shower and somehow one song just got caught on loop and was playing over and over and over. And he came out of the shower and he was like, "Yo, dude, I'm so sorry you had to listen to that like a few times through." And I was like, "Dude, I literally make one song for like 8 hours. You're listening to a loop for 8 hours. Like I can deal with like
8 minutes,
12 minutes, yeah.
that's
Right,
not
right.
hard.
No,
and, and he was
no.
like, "Oh wait, yeah, duh.
I'm
okay, fuck you."
sorry.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah,
it inspired me. I
I'm
wrote
sorry.
this beat.
Yeah, yeah. I was writing a beat to your shower track. It's fucking inspiring.
So
yeah.
true. What a nightmare.
Resampling your own shit is also sauce. I'm not big on saving a lot of shit. Like I'll save the projects, obviously, and I'll save presets more than anything, like custom ones I make.
Amoeba taught you nothing.
Hilarious. And shout out Amoeba. And But what I will do, because I work in Bitwig and you can open tabs, basically, is I can just go back to any
sick.
track at any moment and be like, oh, I want that hi-hat, and I can just open it. I don't even have to activate the audio engine. I can just drag the track to the new
Ableton
thing.
makes it a
nice.
lot harder.
Yeah,
to
right.
make- You gotta like say,
Right,
is this
which is
the one?
advantageous to like
Right.
saving things and making it foldered so you know. But like for me, I know which songs contain what, so I can just do it that way. But that's kind of still a new thing. Like I would never really. I like making things from scratch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like a weird guy like that. It doesn't. I guess you could say it slows me down, but not really in my eyes. Like I'm still just writing at whatever speed the muse brings thoughts to me.
And at the end of the day, it's not about speed.
No.
You know? It's not about getting to the finish line as quick as you can.
Unless
I
it's a
do-
fucking 5-minute sound making challenge.
Well, that's
Oh
true.
my
And then,
God.
God damn it,
But
is it
Speaking
about
s-
speed?
Donkey
sound
Kong, we're
and-
looking to
and-
you.
and timelines, I heard you guys lost. the
Oh, we
beat
did. We did.
battle
Oh, you
because
gotta
they're-
call us out like that?
Oh, just calling us out, Nick. Okay, dude. Yeah.
Um,
no,
Dude,
it
that
was,
shit was dope. I was so excited for you
No,
guys.
it was still great.
yeah.
I put like $1,000 on that.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry
This is
about
why
that.
I'm here,
Sorry about
trying to
that.
make my money back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You guys,
came to tell
pay
us.
like 50 cents a show, right?
I mean,
Like,
it's
so-
not our fault. No, we pay $200 a show. Dude.
It's actually a shot of tequila and 3 beers. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
Look-
get drink tickets.
Low key, if you heard the song that we were up against, it's
Yeah.
pretty hard to win.
Yeah, that
Very hard to
they
win. They
honestly killed
destroyed.
it. They killed it. Yeah.
right. And there's some gray area.
Yeah,
but
there's a little
sure.
gray area
well,
for sure.
we don't need to get into that on the pod.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was a fun time. It was just
It was so much fun.
It is
the
awesome.
part about coming together as a team.
What was that?
Thanks for that follow. I can't
Can't
even
read it.
that.
Lob slobber? What's up, dude?
Lobsy lobs.
Oh, lobster lobs?
Lobs to lobs.
Welcome to the party, homie.
Lobs.
Shout out. Shout out.
what's up, Lobs?
Lobes.
Also-
See lobes.
Quick shout out to
Spanish.
Abner Cole for the follow 5 days ago as well.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great contest. We got slaughtered, but that's okay. That's okay. It was a fun experience. We all had fun just
We didn't
working
get
on a
slaughtered.
track together.
We
We
did
didn't
not
get
get
slaughtered.
slaughtered.
We got slaughtered.
So wait,
No.
was it
No,
just
no, no.
was
It
it
was
just
fun.
one track? Was it quantity
So-
or quality?
It was accuracy, so we were told.
We were
We can
told
go
it
into
was
that later.
accuracy.
After the fact,
Anyway,
the judge said. Anyways,
So
Yeah.
yeah, we were supposed to make a drop like this guy, a drop like this guy, and a drop like this guy.
It was
And
knock
then-
to Space
break-
Laces and Oizo.
Yeah, and then
fuck out of here.
the first breakdown between the first two drops had to be, I make computer music, but I make it sound like real instruments. Mm-hmm. And then the second breakdown had to be jazz harmonics. Mm-hmm. And so that's basically how they won, is that second breakdown, because their acoustic player basically took that entire portion to write a jazz track.
So luckily, we have a
wrote-
jazz band in the background.
just wrote
Yeah,
a jazz band.
He just wrote a jazz track.
piece with like an electric guitar solo that
Yeah.
went on
which
forever.
wasn't jazz.
Honestly, he
It was
slayed it
not
though.
a
It was
jazzy
sick.
solo.
It was
It was
sick.
sick,
It
yeah.
was super sick.
Yeah.
It started jazz
I'm not
and then
denying.
it went to a different direction.
Yeah, no.
But
it
still,
was
I
sick.
was like, God damn.
And
like,
then
what
we
the fuck?
slayed them in the Oizo.
Yeah.
Ours was more
Nice.
Oizo than they could ever try, which is funny because that's the European artist
Not surprised.
out of the three.
That's what I think about when I think about y'all. Is
Oizo.
Weird shit.
crazy sound
Hell
design,
yeah.
weird
Fucking
shit.
Oizo
Whatever
is the
Aznadel is
shit.
doing over here with the
Hey.
little.
Oizo's nice.
Yeah. Oizo he's sweet.
Or Oizo if you're
Oizo.
fucking.
Yeah,
you know,
whatever.
they-
If you're French, Oizo.
Wowee.
But speaking of other things, I think we did pretty good. Well, yes.
Yeah.
No, yes. I feel like it.
We
Fun time.
the reason we got slaughtered is the 5-minute
Well,
sound
that was a huge part.
contest
Yeah.
portion.
Those were hard.
The other stuff is very debatable
Right.
from my
But-
perspective.
To be fair, I won my 5-minute challenge.
You did.
Let's
I
go.
won my section of the song. So
Yep. Right. So Austin, pick up the pace.
I lost every part
I
apparently.
mean,
yeah.
you were a ranger, so you didn't really lose
You were doing
anything
a
in
lot.
the main one.
you were
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
a lot though. You didn't have as much.
Yeah,
focus.
you low key did a lot. But it was a good time. It was a great experience. Just the coming together with all the boys and having to like be on Discord.
Dude, that was
and,
honestly
like,
the best part.
Figure shit
was
out
amazing.
and
There's
like logistics.
something about like a deadline that
Right.
brings out a certain flavor, creativity. that's
100%.
like-
100%. Yeah.
Lighting a fire
And
under
it just
your ass.
pushes you. Yeah. You have the fire under your ass and you're just like, oh, we got to just get shit done. Like, let's go. Let's go.
Right. You have to just like make decisions regardless.
If
Yeah,
they,
it would be interesting to take those ideas that happened and then like try and refine them, like one like idea. Find like the best idea in the song that we made, and then try and refine that into like a regular tune.
So I don't know if y'all been like on like the Machinedrum Discord, but he has been doing these like compo challenges, and they're like 2-hour time challenges for like 1-minute songs. Same idea though. It's like the song I made is awesome. It should have won, but it's also kind of shit. But I want to go back and revisit that idea because given more time and hearing what other people did, all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, this is how to take this concept to the next level.
100%.
And I feel like that's how every artist in these competitions should think about this. It's not about the winning. We're all making separate art. So just take any inspiration away from the festivities as you possibly can and just use it to write as many fucking hot shit for the club as you can. Like, it doesn't matter. It's about the people. Like, the people listening to the music aren't going to know about the battle that you lost with this track or that inspired this track. Like, no one cares. Everybody's just like, what the fuck? This is sick.
You're right.
Like, nobody, maybe 3 dudes would be like, oh shit, he's from that Twitch. Oh fuck. You know, like, maybe. Maybe. That's a soft maybe.
Oh, another one.
Short
Short
circuits. Thanks for that follow, dog.
Welcome to the party, homie.
Preach.
That's a weird way to spell circuits.
So, yeah.
It's kind of fun entering contests too, because like, of course, you all kind of want to be the winner and to like get that bit of clout or whatever. But it's also fun to just have that mindset of like, oh, I am just like with the boys and we're doing this challenge thing. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're just making art. That's super fun.
Just make cool shit.
Yeah, with this Machinedrum stuff, it's like Machinedrum is like, okay, we're gonna make an ambient song today, and I'm just like, whew, I never thought I'd be making an ambient track.
It's good
with
stretches.
Machinedrum. This is gonna push me.
Right, it stretches.
Stretches,
Yeah, baby, you got to fucking work it out. Like a lot of times, that's some of my favorite shit is like making, or at least stumbling upon making something that you're not expecting. You're like, I'm gonna make this thing, and then you're like, where am I? What is
That's
this?
the
I'm like
best.
in a halftime zone, but nothing makes sense. I have like a full-time clap, but it's halftime, and
All of a sudden, you're at the Met
sound-
Gala, and you're like in a pretty dress, and you're like, wow, I had no idea this was gonna happen.
maybe it's me, maybe it's Maybelline.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
See, that's a
wild.
weird moment too psychologically, because you hit that moment, you're like, oh, this is a cool thing, but it's like very weird. Like, should I continue to be weird or should I try and like reel it back? You start like second guessing yourself, and you're like,
it is tough.
but you just got to go with the flow and be like,
Yeah.
I'm having fun and I'm going to have more fun going in this direction. So I'm going to follow the excitement.
Right. Kind of just, it's just cheesy as fuck, but follow your heart.
Oh, you little cheese ball.
100%. Just fucking, because the most fun is making the fucking art. Like,
and the thing that gets you rock hard in the studio?
right. Performing, I mean, at least
Saying
for
something,
me.
dude.
This is speaking for me, I guess, but playing the art out is fun and it's a good time. But like, it doesn't compare to me in the studio alone at like 8:30 a.m. on a Saturday. Just
Rock hard. Don't forget that.
Well,
Yeah.
It's the best.
Back to your original question is it's like it's
oh, yes.
I love DJing. I love playing the tracks. I love opening for Todd Edwards and Conducta. But like, but I'm like, I get so focused on the show when I'm in the studio by myself with my cat.
It's the best.
And it's like, 8:30 in the morning, and I just like light up my first like bowl, and I'm just like, and I just get to sit there, and It could be ambient music.
With
it
coffee?
Could be,
You got your coffee?
With coffee.
With coffee?
And then like I'm either making
coffee?
ambient music or UK garage bangers, and I'm just like I'm in my place. And it's not that I don't want to DJ, but it's just like I just want to produce. So I come on the Always 400 Producer podcast to talk about it. You know?
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, that's the artist spark. That's the whole thing. Like, everybody thinks about, oh, well, I can't make this thing because I have to be on brand and work with my new album. No, fuck that. Make the thing that you just want to make, because that will be inevitably the best thing you will make that day. If you try and force yourself, like, you're with your studio cat and your coffee and your morning bowl, and you're like, I guess I have to make rhythm, but I want to make ambient music. You're going to make some shit rhythm. Like, you just wasted 4 hours trying to do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Follow your heart, as Cheeseball said.
Cheeseballs. Guilty as charged. Short Circuit says that happens so much. You're right. It does.
Too much.
I find myself often just like for the last 6 days, I've been doing nothing but chopping breaks.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Because I'm like trying to figure out, like, I want to make some jungle, but it's just resulted in like finding a new break and then like perfecting the chop on the sampler and everything and being like, cool, all right, now I'm gonna go to work. And then I just go to
save
work.
that shit, put it in the samples folder.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll be working on a track and you'll see, I already made this break.
I mean, yes, but it's all built into this track too. But I do need to just save that.
Externalize it out
what
of
I need to
that
do
track.
is figure out how I can save it where I can pull it in and it's already like, it's already just ready to rock.
Not just like a sample, like a usable tool.
Like an instrument. Yeah, it's already, which isn't that hard. I can probably just
sampler with some knobs on it.
Throw everything in the
Splice
effects
to
part of the
transient.
sampler and just save it as a preset, actually, because Bitwig's the best. I could do that, actually. Shout out Bitwig.
8.2 coming soon.
Speaking of
we got
samplers,
EQs, baby.
Do you use any external samplers? You an Ableton simpler guy?
I like the Ableton sampler, or rather simpler.
Yeah,
because
all right.
it's
Yeah.
so simple.
Oh my goodness, It's
Love
just
simpler.
It's the better of the two, I think.
Yeah, I think something that has been blowing my mind is
Go on.
resampling. We talked about it a little bit already, but
Oh, really?
talked to this artist out of New York, Aisha, who's like very cool, very hip. But she's just like, you just need to like layer on the effects and resample your stuff, and then you put it into simpler, or you just take the audio and then you stretch it and make it woozy, and then resample it again, and just like
Make it woozy?
Keyword woozy.
keyword woozy. And so like
Damn.
taking this idea and like there's something so beautiful about printing that shit to audio.
Amen, brother.
And then doing what you just did. And then doing what you just did all over again.
Yeah.
And you just like that is sound design, baby. That's is how
sound
you
design.
do it. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, that has been like really like
Huge.
I've been doing this for like a while, but I've like
go.
finally like clicked with this idea, and it's been like changing things for me.
It reminds me of a lot of like neuro bass guys. Like the whole process of making a Cohen sound neuro bass is that same thing. Like you have your saw wave, you give it the movement and the filtering, you print it, you do the same movement and whatever filtering shit again, but in a slightly different way, and you just keep doing that, and it constantly like evolves the sound in these crazy ways, which like would be very, very hard to get in just one go at it. And
Right. Well,
like
I was going to say, there's things you can do sample-wise that you can't really do synth-wise.
True.
Like, for example, rave stabs. Like, those exist because samplers existed. They were a hit from a track, like a horn hit or a choir hit, or was just a choir long note that they fucking shaved down into a ma. And then as it pitches around, that's what gives it that tone, is because it's in a sampler. The whole thing's getting pitched around.
Right.
And it's the same thing with like a good
Pitching algorithms.
Reese. When you have a Reese that you have oscillating at the correct or at whatever your desired speed is,
Right.
when you resample it, now you get that perfect doubled oscillation when you play octaves and
When you
things
go
like
an
that.
octave up,
Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, you'll get exactly what you want, phase wise.
Dude, resampling is the shit.
True.
It's
That's just been
shit.
I've been doing this for a while, and it's just like
Let's go.
took me a long time to realize how powerful it is, because at least in like Ableton, like with the Ableton warping engine, it's like if you can take a dope sound and you can warp it, and then you don't even have to do it a couple times, you just do it once, all of a sudden like you've got a new kick drum or a new snare,
Sure.
because you found just a little snippet in the sampler that works. And all of a sudden, you're making like Nicki Nair shit. You're making like IDM shit with sounds that have never even been created before.
Sure.
Because you're resampling like this
Right, that's
this
the best.
bass drum and finding the single like sine wave in it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got a subwave now, and like you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Right. Everything is everything. I mean, everything is sine waves.
they're all
But-
just wiggles in the air.
Sure. Well, yeah, it's just air pressure changing at separate
It's all the
pressures.
same shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then interacting with a small little bone in your ear that taps a little drum.
I'm putting a saturator on it.
Oh, saturate that eardrum, son. Yeah. Fucking, you want physicality, folks. We talk about physicality all the time here
That's
on
what
the
I
pod.
would love.
And,
A little eardrum saturator that you just purchase.
and it plugs in.
Maybe it's like an actual earring. You just kind of hang it there.
And it just,
I'd be down with that. I would
It's like
have an excuse
cybernetics.
to
Like
get
I got
earrings.
like the phaser implant in, and so everything's just.
that would be fun.
It's just a
That's a good
phaser
phaser,
implant.
Yeah, dude. It would be funny, though, if it was also saturated because everything's just,
Just all the time. Regular.
everyday
Just
life is just
around.
peaking constantly. But peaking like,
But then you parallel
12
process
decibels.
it. You turn on the dry wet, and you
Oh.
only get like a little bit at a
you
time.
got a
there you go.
limiter
You
on
do
there
the
too,
dry
so
wet
it's
on
not,
it.
it's not crazy.
That's true. That's true.
You got a limiter on the end of that chain. Let's not be coy, folks.
Say
let's not be
resampling
kawaii.
3 times and Mr. Bill shows up.
Resample.
Please.
What's up, Missy? He just walked in.
Hello.
Albie, that is such an amazing
Like he's
comment.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do Australian.
Crikey.
I can't do Australian without like saying Australia or
Right.
something.
It's me,
Australia.
Mr. Bill.
That's
Like the Dan Warhol
Mr.
thing.
Bill.
right?
Dan Warhol's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
Australian, though?
No, I
He's English.
was quoting our own bit of
Yeah.
Dave doing
Oh,
the
I see.
explosive. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Warhol.
It's me, Dan Warhol.
Well, tight. That brings us back to another question I had. Does anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I got to mention one thing before we go into it. Our boy, Mick
Works
Jeets,
every time.
is about to play a fucking legendary set here
Oh, let's
soon.
go. Yeah.
Ooh.
He's opening
Go.
for fucking Conducta 1. But then the godfather of UKG himself, Todd Edwards, our boy, is representing. He's opening the night.
Let's go.
I got goosebumps. It's like we're not even opening. We're the direct. We play.
Or direct support? Okay.
We play longer than the headliners.
You play like 3 hours?
We play 3 hours. They play 2 hours.
You're playing a 3 hours? Yeah.
So we're getting paid
We?
three halves the money that they are.
it's basically your night. Like
Pretty much our
Conducta
night.
and Todd Edwards are showing up for you.
But I'm so excited. You brought that up. Yeah,
That's huge,
we're at this little spot in Denver, and B Goody, a friend of the show,
Shout out.
He's been on the pod.
Yep.
Yep.
And,
Legend. Love that boy.
Really excited to we've like mashed our musical minds together before on tracks, and we've
Beautiful.
done
That's
a
hot.
B2B before, but
Oh, it's you two doing it back to back before
back
that.
to back before, and then they go back to back.
Oh,
And so I'm
sick.
just so jazzed to I guess like I mean B Goody is like so talented, and I'm Mick Jeets, I'm pretty good. Like but just to like blend the minds together. Thank you. Yeah, just to like blend the minds together and to I don't know, it's like I can only do so much preparation because Ben has to do the other half,
Have
and I
you,
know he will, but like it's like such a beautiful way to collaborate is just
Right.
to say we're gonna fucking figure it out when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Two questions going forward. Have you heard of a Vulcan mind meld?
Yes.
Okay.
We intend to do that.
Okay, all right,
On
good.
Thursday,
Well,
tomorrow before our set.
Perfect. All right. Well, then I'll move on to phase 2 here. How much are each of you prepping? Are you both just bringing a pool of tracks? Do you you just bring in like you just tell each other the vibes you're working with, and then you just come with your full drives and you just shoot the shit on stage? Are you full prepping?
That's a good set. Not like full prepping it, but
Sure.
We sat down for like a planning session maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, and we just like
Nice.
we just vibed and played music, and like as we were DJing, as we were mixing, we talked about like what we wanted to do. And so then we were like, okay, so like the beginning of the set, we're gonna play like maybe some lo-fi, some feel-good house.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
because
Okay.
like I don't know if you've met B Goody, but B Goody's like, I'm gonna play bangers and we're only gonna play the first drop. And I'm like, we have 3 hours, B Goody. We can't
Right.
we can't do that.
No, you
And
have
so-
to.
You're gonna need
you have to vibe.
150 songs.
And
if
so
you
the
just play
next-
first
You can do
drop.
that for the last, well, in the middle ish, but like the last half an hour or the last like hour almost, you have to like come down and chill to some
Fuck
degree.
that. No, absolutely not.
Let's
so what
go.
What
Love
we're
to
gonna
hear it.
do is the beginning, because like I love Ben. I hope he's watching right now. But like there was like one show that he played, and he just like came out of the gate playing like the bangers, all of his own originals, and it was all great. And I was like, Ben, I was the only person there.
Right.
Save that shit, And so we like over the course of a few sessions, we're just like, this is how we start slow. We're gonna do 3s and then 2s and then do 1. And every time we sit down for 3 hours, it's like chill, funky, garage, house. And then for the last hour, it's just like, okay, we're gonna rip the roof off and we're gonna make
Okay.
Todd Edwards and Conducta figure it out from there. So we're playing like the Pump It.
Oh, that is
Louder,
right. It's only 2.
so,
Yeah.
So I guess a long way of answering your question is we kind of like sat down and like sussed out the vibe, talked about the direction, and then from there, what playlist to make.
Right. Exactly.
And then that is super helpful because I can sit at my home by myself and I've got the playlist that I need to make. And I don't need Ben there. And so then when Ben comes in, then all of a sudden we're making a recipe. We're making magic because
Correct.
Ben has been doing the same thing. And he pulls it in one direction, I pull it in one direction. But if we're in opening hours, we
it's
we
only going to
agree
go
on that.
so far.
Or if
right.
it's on like blow the roof up hours,
right.
we go that way.
You have the bumpers on for the first half, and then you fucking toss the
That's
bumpers off.
that's what I said. I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
first half we're playing first, second, third drop. Second half we're playing like 30 seconds of songs, and
Right.
we're gonna play some dubstep at some point.
Rinsing.
Like,
Oh,
we're gonna play some dubstep.
oh, let's go.
No one
Love to
can
hear
hold
that.
me back from playing some dubstep.
Can't hold this fucking
I'm gonna play some dubstep.
animal back.
It's gonna be like some of that new UK bass sort of
Sure.
dubstep that has a
Sure.
lot of garage in it, like the Sesco. If you ever heard of the
Right,
Sesco
right,
or the
right.
Hamdi
Hamdy, yep,
Right.
yep.
or DJ Skrillex, like
Oh,
some of that
Skrillex
stuff.
getting
yeah.
into it.
I
Yep,
can't play
yep.
Skrillex. No one can
I
play
mean,
Skrillex
it's
besides
breaks.
Skrillex.
It's breaks
It's
is what I
technically a broken beat, yeah.
call it. It's just some like breaks club beat of some degree.
But it's been really cool collaborating with Ben because I've
Beautiful.
worked with Ben since he like just started. He's so young. He was like the first time I met him, I offered him a beer and he said, "I'm like 20. Like, I don't know if I can." I said,
Couldn't
"You're
even
20,
drink the
dude.
beer."
I'm not gonna tell you my age, but I'm like I've got like a decade on you at least." And so it's very cool to see him grow and to come into his own and to begin to like kind of like get what I'm talking about when I'm saying let's take it slow. Let's not play any of the
Right.
songs we're excited about until the room is full. And then we can start
Right,
to hit the
that's-
gas pedal.
That's my problem with like
That's
really
smart.
pre-planned sets because you kind of
You don't
bone
know
yourself
you
if
don't
you're
know
not
what it's
cooking the
gonna
room.
be. Yeah.
yeah.
The whole read the room that they talk about,
Yeah,
you know.
it's huge. But again, like not to throw shade on anybody prepping sets because a lot of times when you start, like me and Dave prepped our first 2 sets pretty rigorously. They didn't work out, obviously. Like halfway through, we're like, oh, we have to ditch this. We're just on the fly now, because shit happened. But for the most part, we prepped the first 2, and then we're like, all right, we don't have to do this anymore. Like it's basically you just got to learn your tracks and then understand what you want to do
Well, there's beauty in doing both. Like the plan set
Sure.
is nice because
And it depends on how huge the show
right,
is.
because
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's nice to do both, and I think no matter which way you go, you got to audible. For example, like when I am playing a very freeform set, like I have my routines. If I play one song and I know these next two songs go and the cue points are set, like I'm going into like the pre-planned portion of my set. But it's only for 2 or 3 songs, just because I got the cue point set up and I say, oh, we're going there. So either you pre-plan the whole thing and you audible and go freeform, or you're free and then
over time you just understand that. Like you're in track A and you're like, oh, I know B, C, D, and E of all of these tracks work in some little fun way that I've already worked on at home.
Yeah.
They work here. So I can choose any of those and everybody's going to think I'm the best DJ
and
right
you give
now.
them the little routine. You
Right.
say, I practiced this. And then maybe the second or third song isn't working. Then you say, okay, we're going back to whatever we're jazzing.
Easy
It's
peasy.
improv,
Yeah. You got some questions over there from the intraweb.
Are we already there?
We're already there.
Jesus. Okay, I got one. It's the bottom one, not the top
Oh, shit.
ones.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is a fun one. This could lead to some meat.
Ooh.
We kind of were just talking about it, but it's a good
Fuck,
question.
I feel like this podcast flew by. I feel like we're just
This has
warming
been a
up.
fun one, yeah.
Yeah,
Feeling
dude.
this one, yeah.
Question from G Woody.
Mm,
It's awfully familiar.
awfully familiar.
He says DJing full songs, overrated or underrated?
Ooh. I don't know. The way you just explained it, I see the benefit.
I think some of it is like you got to read the crowd. It's somewhat crowd, but also it's genre dependent. If you're playing house music or techno music, you're there for the second drop. You're there for the. But if you're playing like garage
Rhythm.
or bangers or rhythm, like you're queuing up the next song within 15 seconds of the drop, you're setting up for the double drops. I think I would say it's like genre dependent.
It's a lot of things dependent. But
If you had to pick just over or under, though,
Right.
I'm gonna actually go underrated. I think we reached the ADHD era where
Same.
it's like we know how to spam and like really get a crowd going, but like I think every crowd is also willing to just breathe for a moment and let a song play. I think we can find a balance. So I'm gonna go under.
That's what I was gonna say. Underrated, because when you're on the dance floor and like, as like a producer DJ, you're like, oh, fucking like synth pad breakdown is coming up. This is gonna suck. When you're on the dance floor, you're like, oh,
synth pad breakdown.
I have a time to breathe. I can talk to my friend that I haven't talked to the whole
Yeah.
time.
Did
I can
you hear
actually
that song
hear
that
them.
just played?
I can go
can
grab a
actually hear
drink real
them.
quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, short pump, exactly.
Yeah, agreed. My
Give me a break every once in a while. Exactly. Yeah.
my answer is, since I'm the one producing the song, I'll answer it real quick. Overrated.
Oh.
Because I think as the producer, I can make interesting breakdowns / no breakdowns. And then guess what? It's an intro and a beat for 2 minutes that is your drop, and then it's gone. The whole thing's over. There's no second drop. It just leaves.
Then it's
and
a full
100,
song.
400.
Yeah.
Then you're on to the next song.
I feel like Jade Cicada,
Which is so
and
much
some
fun.
of those left field guys are tapping into that.
It's such a good groove.
I tried to throw some of their songs into the set I'm building, and their drops, it just drops forever,
Right.
and then the song's over. And I was like, "There's no mix up point. There's no break. Like
No.
you have to just
Like
let it.
maybe
flow.
a moment at the last 4 bars of a 16 bar section, the kick drum kind of cuts out or something, but like you're right back into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there's no breakdown, there's no B section,
Yeah.
which is fucking sick.
It is. It is.
Dave, do you have an answer?
Underrated.
Really? Oh, I was not expecting that. Underrated.
I feel like the common, I don't know if it's necessarily the house scene or like the adjacent house scenes, but I think it's pretty normal to just like just go through songs, which is the way I prefer it to be honest. But in that context, I think a full song is underrated.
Right.
So there you
At
go.
least like every 3 songs or so, like it's just let it run out.
When
Let it fucking play the whole thing.
when I'm
Stupid
playing
argument for nothing.
when I'm playing at home, I'm skipping the second drop because
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
at home.
I'm
I'm
practicing.
just trying to mix. I'm trying to practice.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
on the other side, like part of me is like, I see like that little waveform get really little small, and I say, oh, this other waveform that's really little small. Like we're just gonna mix these small little waveforms into the next banger.
Right.
So I go back and forth.
There you go.
I'm trying to be more.
I prefer
patient. I've heard
I
good things about
prefer
patience.
DJs that rinse that shit. But I think that a lot of DJs like to rinse that shit, so I think that it's underrated.
Right. Correct.
Because they be rinsing that shit.
They be rinsing constantly.
That's why I think it's overrated.
I think
at the low level, people be playing full songs a lot.
yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, at the low level, there's a lot of people just playing full songs, taking their sweet ass time.
Yeah.
Nick, was there anyone in particular who told you to be like, yo, you should be a little more patient, you're rushing it? Or is that just something you've like seen and witnessed or seen on podcasts?
Good question. I played a set at the Black Box, and like I played.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I played
Legendary.
a couple sets at the Black Box, and every time I'm trying to like be the Black Box. The last set I played there, I played like some deep dub, some dark stuff, some UK garage, a little bit of like, like hyphy shit too. But the thing that is, and so to answer your question, yeah, my fucking girlfriend who listens to all my sets in full was just like, that one was good. Because you were patient and you took your time and you weren't rushed. And I said, fuck, like, you're not a DJ, you're not a producer. But as a listener, as someone who hears it all, to say
Yeah, that's
that,
fair.
I'm just like, oh, shit. Because, like, we all know it as DJs, and you get excited.
Right.
We get excited. The big old DJ producer boner comes up, and you're just like, we're going to play 1 million songs in 1 million seconds. I'm going to be DJ Skrillex. And she was just like, no, that was your best set because you were patient. You took
was
your
vibes.
time. And I was like, damn, I need to do that more, even when it's not a dubstep set.
Yeah.
I need to be a little cool. Like, jazz, there's hot jazz, there's cool jazz, there's smooth jazz.
Yeah.
I just need to be a
Hard
little
jazz.
I need to be a little cooler about it. There's donk jazz. Yeah, I need to be a little cooler
Donk
about
jazz.
my jazz.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
sick though, dude. That's sick.
I will do in a DJ set, I tend to go toward the end of letting the song play out just because I'm so anal about how I'm going to mix the next one in
100.
that I haven't
400.
figured it out yet.
Right.
So like I'm trying to get it in always, but I'm making sure that I want it to be an interesting way that I pull it off. So I'm sitting there trying to fiddle with it to get it in time, and then I'm like, well, I don't have time, so I'm going to let it go and then wait for the next moment.
This is the balance. This is the whack part about me is like if I'm like, then all of a sudden you're just like mixing out of the fade outs of tracks, and all of a sudden you're being lazy. You're playing too much of the tracks.
Yeah.
So.
Right. There's a balance, but like I said to the boys, I don't think there's an impossible combination of songs. I think any song can mix with any other song. You just need to find the right moment and or chop and or loop and or
I don't know about
combination of
that.
effects.
Not any.
Any.
You think so?
I'll fucking die on this hill.
Interesting.
Fucking die on this hill, son. I've seen fucking DJs, like scratch DJs,
It's a fun game.
throw the craziest shit where you're like, how are we in Britney Spears now? How did you do that? You just pulled magic.
I'm with you 100%.
Like, there are DJs that are just insane. And all they did was, like, affect a little bit of the high and throw in a delay and spin back while they brought the new one in. And it just happened to be on the right note.
It would be
So
a
it's like,
fun.
"What?" And it just, like, worked. And it's like,
That would be a fun
Fuck.
DJ game. Is you get a bunch of DJs, and you have like some kind of random song generator, and they have to mix from one song to the
so
other.
good.
like blind DJ. Like,
yes.
Like you give them the songs. They have to just mix the songs that
Yeah,
they're
it doesn't
given.
matter.
And yeah,
Let's get
Pretty
those
fucking
producer
awesome.
guys that beat you, and we'll blind DJ. We'll beat them back.
Yeah, yeah. Hilarious.
go.
I love this idea. A DJ
The
battle.
Blind
producers
DJ.
that DJ.
You don't get to see the set list. You're just given the USB and you have to play those songs in order.
That would be
that'd be
so
hilarious.
fucking
in
sick.
order.
Yeah, well, that way everybody has to play the same.
Right. You have
And
to
you-
normalize like
Yeah,
Right.
because that is what test your skills is like. Okay, how do I
And
make
you have to
these
do it.
mix?
You have to do
Yeah.
it live.
Oh,
yeah. It's blind. You get the songs and that's the set.
I am for that.
Dude.
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
am for that.
I've never seen
competition.
anything like that.
That'd be
Honestly,
funny as
Yeah.
fuck. It would be so hard. I love it.
Black Box, can we hit you up for this?
Folks, we just
Electronic
got,
Tuesdays
as you probably saw, Austin handed me an urgent announcement. We just
from
got,
Twitter. Yeah, it came in
from Twitter right now. Literally right now, we're live. Folks, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and check us out at twitch.tv/always400official. We're live
400.
every Tuesday, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. PM, by the way. Folks, this question from Flick Beats. Holy
Flick
shit! What's up,
Beats.
Flick Beats?
It's almost like
What up,
Mick.
Flick Beats?
Mick G.
No,
no, it can't be,
it's
it
not
can't
the
be.
same.
Yeah,
I've been here the whole. You've never seen Mick Jeets and Flick Beats in the same room at the same time.
that's
So-
true. That's true, dude.
Could
I've
be.
never seen that.
Feedback from people who don't produce music: overrated or underrated?
Heavy hitter.
Depends
question.
on how you define the rated. Personally,
I love that you decided that I'm going to pass over a piece of paper with this instead of just throwing.
I
it
mean,
out
I didn't,
there.
dude. That was chat.
No, it came
I was
from- yeah,
just
it came from the
conveying the
internet.
message. I don't know what you're talking about, Dave.
Okay, so I got this one. I think
He's
like
got it.
this is what I tell people that say I want to start DJing or I want to start producing, and they're like, I'm not good enough, and I'm like, yo, listen. You've been listening to Yellow Card since 7th grade. You have good taste in music. You know what sounds good to you.
Shout out Yellow
and so if someone says like that violin doesn't hit as hard as Yellow Card, I say that feedback is underrated. You've been listening to Yellow Card since 7th grade. I'm gonna work on my fucking violin steps.
That's such a
Let's
pull.
go.
Underrated.
That's such a huge, deep pull from the past. Just pulling out Yellow Card like it's yesterday's
Can
band.
you tell I submitted that question?
Yeah, it's both overrated and underrated. It's overrated if you take every bit of advice that they give literally. Yeah, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's underrated if you don't take them for face value.
Yes.
If somebody just is like, "Oh, this is fucking cool," it's probably cool.
Like if they're high on cocaine and giving this advice, way overrated.
Yeah, probably chill.
But if they're a diehard Yellow Card fan and they tell
Right.
you, then yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
if-
take that. That's
yeah.
good advice. You've been listening to this band. You've been listening
get
to
it.
house and
7th grade.
techno for 20 years, and you say something doesn't slap. You've
Yeah.
been listening to it. You got tinnitus from it. Like we know you know.
Yeah, you're a diehard.
See, I don't know. You could almost also go the opposite way. If some dude cracked out on cocaine is like, "Yo, this song is the best thing I've ever heard," that's, I think, underrated feedback.
That's what I'm
feels,
talking
it
kinda
about.
feels
sick.
good. It feels good in the moment.
But that's
Right,
what I'm talking about. It's overrated and underrated.
Yeah,
That's nothing. That's nothing.
that is
feedback, though.
that is a nothing feedback.
Yeah. Tim Ferriss said when he was writing some book that he wrote, he would send it to people, and the only feedback that he really took was if someone said a specific thing was like impactful, then he would be like, "I'll keep that,"
Oh,
That's
which is
dope.
fun. Like,
That's
Interesting.
dope.
yeah, you send your friend a song, they're not particularly producery or whatever the fuck, and they like a specific thing. Cool, good. That's a good thing to keep then, because it hit a person's brain in a certain way.
yeah.
Unless you just fucking hate it and then take it out. Who gives a fuck?
Well,
Right.
this is my whole like sort of mindset thing is that it's like our ears like are. I mean, we've like trained our ears. We're pretty good, dope DJs,
See, we're
producers.
top notch,
You know,
dude.
that's why we're on fucking Always 400. But like
Sure.
the rest of the world, like the sense of hearing is passive. You can't
Yeah.
turn it off. And so when people comment about what they hear, there's a whole lot of shit behind that. They've
Yeah.
been listening to shit
Oh,
for
yeah.
their whole life.
Yeah.
So
that kind
yellow
of
card.
It
Ocean
depends on.
Avenue.
It really
Yeah,
depends on
yeah.
specifics. Like the layperson usually, like if they're like, the snare's kind of weird. You're like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be
Fuck
weird.
that. No,
Derek.
actually, this is. Oh,
But the
no
lay
one
wouldn't
can
even
give
say
me,
that.
Yeah, no one can give me advice on the snare.
Well, that's the thing. That's the kind
Yeah.
of advice where you're like, well, that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. That's overrated. And then the advice where says somebody's just like, it makes me feel this way, and you're like, okay, cool.
How
Yeah.
about this advice
Like,
when they
that's
say like
fucking, that's good shit.
when some like average listener says like, "Yo, the low end is a little muddy," and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck
Well,
out of here."
you can.
It's always muddy.
I don't run into that
Been
one
working on
very
this for
often.
10
No,
years.
Me
like-
neither.
10 years.
I don't run into that one very often.
What's the
you
other-
Could, you could say
Big
maybe
flex,
it
big
has something to
flex.
do with my low end.
Right. Speaking of low
Sorry.
end,
I'm stupid.
what's the other band? Their EDM has yellow in
EDM
it.
band?
It's not
Has
a band,
yellow
group.
in it?
Yellow
Group.
Wolf? Isn't that a
Ye-
rapper?
Black and
No,
yellow?
no, that's a track. Not Yellow Wolf. There's another yellow.
Yellow Heart.
They make like
Is it racist?
festival trap.
No.
Racist.
Okay, sorry.
It's
Yeah, there is a band.
European.
What?
I'm pretty sure they're
Yellow
European.
Claw?
Did
Yellow
they-
Claw. Thank you,
Hey,
Short
Yellow
Pump.
Claw?
Both of the boys.
Thank you, Short
Damn.
Pump. Oh, both the
Short,
pumps.
short
guys-
circuit and short pump
God
over
damn,
You guys-
shouties.
Why you guys
Shorty
so
showing
shy?
up.
We got to give some subscriptions. Like, it's-
Fucking
I know,
A,
for real,
yeah,
for real.
chat. Go ahead and gift them. Know what I'm saying, chat?
Yeah, we ain't paid for
Um,
that shit. We paid for all this shit. We have
I
a
remember
golden
because they
bong.
saved us from DJ Khaled.
What?
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
barely saved you.
Yeah,
Yellow
barely.
Claw.
Barely.
Amazing.
I don't know. What about Yellow Claw?
I just wanted to bring them up that they exist.
Thank you, chat, for helping with that.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All
I
right,
need
good,
to remember
good
the
job,
name.
everybody.
But I wanted to go over our quick
A little recap of the
recap
of the episode
of the night. Oh, it's time.
It's about that
The
time.
recap.
Yeah,
Hang
it's
on
time
one
for us to pee and smoke cigarettes.
Well, pee mostly.
Mostly.
So, hey, look at that.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Ji-
look at that
oh,
gifted
you
sub.
Tier
gifted
one
one to
gifted
Aznadel?
Congrats, Aznadel.
Congrats, Aznadel.
Whoever Janzen is, thank
It's just
you.
how it
dude.
works. It's just how it works.
I
Twitch.
just did it randomly.
That 400 Aznadel must be a lucky man.
I let the
Whoever
muse
that
take it.
is.
Well, shout out.
He
Shout
must
out.
be here a lot.
Obviously, he's in chat right now.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. 156. This is our recap. This is
Yeah,
huge.
okay, all
This
right.
is huge.
Did
All
you
right, I
have
need
more
you
you
all to
wanted
say
to-
it loud.
Big one. This. I just want to thank y'all for having me on. I love y'all. I watch every Tuesday at 7:30, and
Unbelievable.
yeah, just another shameless
Yeah, I don't believe it.
promo for the Mick, Jeets, Be Goody, opening up for the legends. Todd Edward and conduct.
Oh my God, it's gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up.
We're not gonna upstage
Go
those
there.
guys at all, but we are gonna play the Black Eyed Peas "Pump It Louder" remix,
Yeah.
really long and really fast right before they come on. They're
Play three-
professionals. They're gonna know what to do with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and B Goody are sitting there, and it's just like before our practice session, we're like, we're not gonna blow the roof off. We're gonna be nice. We're gonna be polite. We're gonna say, hey, what tempo do you want to leave us on? And then we practice, and it's like, no, UK garage bangers. We're gonna blow the roof off.
Yeah,
So,
fucking send it.
Todd and conductor, if you're watching, just
They
know
are.
that like we're gonna play really hard and fast for
Dude,
the
that-
last hour because like this is what we do. This is why they hired us
140.
is to be me
No less.
Exactly.
and to be Goody. So yeah, 140
To be
no less.
goody.
Without a doubt. If they won't play that slow shit, go ahead. But
Yeah.
I'm 100% in favor of DJs trying to slay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been a
Yes.
good Twitter
I hate
question.
the whole opener closer.
No, it's
discuss.
like-
I hate
Just
it too.
You
Fucking
just like-
represent.
You should-
Are you good or are you not good?
Is the opener you shouldn't be playing rhythm dubstep, but is the opener
Oh, okay.
if you
Yeah.
can create a dub, if you can create
Maybe.
like a journey where you start slow and you build up to like a moment, and then maybe like leave them on a soft landing, That's what it's about. That's what I'm gonna do. That's
Hell
what me
yeah.
and Be Goody are
And
gonna
by
do.
soft
Send it,
landing,
Mick, send
you mean
it.
a 4-bar loop in a bridge of your last
Like
track.
the whole noise
blah, 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 blah,
filter
blah,
and
blah, blah, blah,
delay,
blah, blah, blah.
spin out. That's
Right. Yeah.
as soft as we go.
If any headliner is telling you to play softer, like they're just an insecure
He's
little
Todd
baby
Edwards
headliner.
and conductor. He's Todd Edwards.
They're gonna
and
want
conductor.
you to represent.
These guys don't fuck. They
Yeah.
know exactly what they're doing. so
Todd
I'm not
Edwards
worried.
wants you to throw the fuck down.
Plus-
He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly,
Plus, like-
exactly.
Yeah, it's such a pussy movie to be like, don't go too hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, what?
Bro.
Oh, you can't hang as the
All you-
headliner then because
Yeah.
you can't fucking show up if
all you
I
have
throw
to-
down.
all you have to do is wash it out.
Todd
and then
Edwards,
be like, hey,
Todd Edwards and conductor are gonna blow us the fuck out, no matter what.
No matter what, they're gonna.
We can play the
slay.
Pump It remix, and they're not gonna care. They're gonna, hey, we're gonna start slow again, and then we're gonna.
they
make
could probably
these guys
play
look
the
like jokers.
same set
they're gonna
as
make
you,
it work.
and everybody would still think it's sick.
We're actually both playing the same recorded set. It's gonna start slow and get fast.
Yeah.
They're just gonna play it at 2/3 of the speed, so,
And 6 decibels
so
louder.
it's gonna be a little faster and
and a little bit
harder.
louder. Yeah.
And yeah, the gain is gonna be turned up for sure.
Of course, of course.
All right. Anyway, recap time. Recap.
Yeah,
Thanks for
so-
having me. MickJeets.com.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can get to that. It's all right. No rush.
At MickJeets.com.
At
Um,
McJeets.com.
McJeets.com.
.com.
OnlyFans
I
at
love it.
MickJeets.
Oh.
It's
Guys,
good instincts.
we started talking about redlining.
yes.
Oh, we did.
Your decks, your rules.
Oh, I like that.
That was from
can
Chatter.
we get a shirt that says that? My decks, my rules.
Yeah, we can.
Or your decks, your I don't know. Probably my decks, right?
Your decks, my rules.
My
your
dick,
decks, my rules.
My dick, my
Right.
rules.
My dick,
My
rules.
rules rule your decks.
Oh shit.
Your
okay.
dick, my rules. Okay.
Undecided.
Working sample folder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Shout
one.
out.
Love that one.
Osmosis, if you will. Resampling your own tunes. Huge shout out to that kind of
Also
vibe.
a huge one.
Yeah. The battle. We talked about the battle for a little bit and how.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
No, it's all right. No, it's fine.
I think
battle?
you
It's
should have
good.
won. I tuned in for like an hour.
Yeah, I'd also agree, but it's
Oh,
fine.
our battle. I see.
We also
Forgot. I was
talked
like,
about
what battle.
we talked about Machinedrum.
Yeah,
Um,
the compo
was-
machine
was that
machine,
Discord.
Was that
machine Grum,
on the
his
Discord?
Discord does these compos, and they're all like 2-hour challenges, and they really push you. He usually just gives you like a sample pack or some conditions, and you got to turn in like a 1-minute song in the course of 2 hours, and it makes
sounds great.
it makes you think different. Like usually I'm like, let's make some like UK garage like Todd Edwards. He's like making ambient track, and so anyways,
And you're like,
it's,
whoa.
it's enlightening to push yourself that way, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Huge.
Does he stream it on Twitch to like
So he's,
go through the tracks?
He
or?
streams his challenge, like he does the challenge too, but then once the competition is over, he streams everybody's tracks
Right.
Okay.
on Twitch.
after.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
his stream is the main stream, but usually I pop off to make my little banger, and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really cool. Machine Drum Discord, like just follow the Instagram, you'll figure it out.
That's like. That's like.
Then we talked about samplers and making it woozy.
Oh.
Shout out
Gotta make it
keyword
woozy.
woozy.
Keyword woozy.
Resampling is how you make it woozy. Resample that shit. Resample it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe pitch it around.
A little
Yeah.
vibrato.
It's very nice. Even if you're just
Time-based
building your own
effects.
chords and shit.
Time-based effects, reverb, delay, echo.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Dynamic
how
effects.
you
Algorithm.
resample. That's how you get those good resample bits.
Guys, we're a
This
think
man
tank right
gets
now.
it. He gets it. Listen to him.
Textures.
Can you tell us my second time on the show?
Oh.
Delay. Automation. Oh, I thought we were still naming things. Next thing we talked about was collabing in the back-to-back format and suss the vibe is what I underlined. Underlined. You were talking suss the vibe as in when you're working with somebody else. Suss the vibe of how you want the set to go. That's what you're trying to do. You got to guys together have to suss it out, figure out
Suss
what
it
you want to
out.
do, how you want to play the set, what kind of tracks, blah 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 blah. It's just a good 3-word chant to remember when
Suss
you're
it
putting
out.
together.
Suss the
I think
vibe.
suss the vibe is important. Like I was also on
Suss
this,
the vibe.
I was on this
Suss the
Reddit
vibe.
thread about reading the room, and all these nerds were
Suss
like
the vibe.
reading the
the
room, and I'm sussing the vibe. You don't want me to
Sorry.
shut up.
No. I wasn't.
Sorry. I'm just drunk. It's okay.
All these
Continue.
Reddit nerds are talking about reading the room, and then this one guy comes on, is maybe me or not me.
Sussing the vibe.
Reading the room, sussing the vibe is like, if there's no one there, don't play the banger you're excited about.
Exactly.
Oh,
that
really?
is sussing the vibe, though.
That's
You have
reading
to-
the room.
yeah.
When they talk about reading the, they're like, do they want like breaks or UKG? And it's like, no. Does the chicken is the chicken front dancing? Play more music that she wants.
Right.
If she likes your song, play more of that song.
Listen to that. 100%. Yeah.
No,
Options-
I've heard this. Like, it like so the room starts to fill up, and there's like 3 groups of friends. Pick a pace car in every group of friends,
pace car.
and watch those 3 people. Watch those 3 people the whole set. If one of those 3
Right.
people isn't dancing, but 2 of them are, you're probably good.
Right.
But if none of them are dancing, read
Right.
the room, suss the vibe.
Right.
Honestly, that is words of
Suss the
wisdom
vibe.
right there.
If
'Cause
there's no
gonna
one,
be-
if there's no one in the room, you can't suss the vibe. So don't play the banger you're excited about.
That is sussing the vibe. It's still, regardless
This
of
is like-
people or in anything,
This
you're
is like
sussing
me
what's
and B
happening.
Goody. B Goody's like, I'm so jacked on this song, and I'm like, Ben,
yeah.
We're not in the
there's
kitchen.
nobody here.
Right.
Save this for the 3rd hour of the set. We're 10
exactly.
minutes into this.
But then, okay,
Exactly.
so that makes me question: what if you play that song and then everybody hears it from around the corner and they're like, "What is this? I have to come into the room."
Play it again. Play it again.
Then you, then you just roll again.
Yeah.
Spin back.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Or let the universe
I
decide.
actually
If
love
it-
that answer.
I love that answer too. That's some words of wisdom, because that happened exactly to us when we were just playing our show last week. There was 3 groups and then 2 specific girls who were getting down
Those
so
are the ones you want
hard.
to please. Not that
Yeah.
we were like here to please girls, but like you gotta watch like the pace car, not to
Not even the fact that they were girls. It was just the 2 people.
not to objectify
of the
women
group.
into cars any more than we already
No,
have.
but we name cars girls.
And ships.
And
Oh.
almost
They're all
any
she's.
mechanical thing that we depend
Guns.
on, we
Yeah.
name after.
Unless
women.
you're a girl. And then they
CDJs.
tend to name them after guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's true. Daniel.
My CDJs
Charlie.
are Thelma and Louise.
Really? Well, I think that is a good place to stop. Folks, suss the vibe.
It's
Suss the
Mick
vibe.
Jeets, ladies
The
and
vibe
gentlemen.
is-
Suss the vibe.
We just lost 1 viewer, so yeah, the vibe has been sussed.
The vibe has been sus.
No, you
Suss
can't.
the vibe.
You can't trust that.
You can't
or
trust
this.
any of the shit.
It's
This
so
was an
incorrect.
amazing episode.
This was fun. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me back for 2.
Of course,
So-
man.
When is 3 happening? When is 3 happening?
I don't know. What's
Next week, dog.
Next week. All right.
Is it MickJeetsOnline.com? What's
It's mickjeets.com. It's pretty sure your website, but at Mick Jeets anywhere. At, well, not the app. but
spell it out?
MICK
Let's end it there.
Guys, he's opening for Conducta and Todd Edwards. You have to be there. To our thousands of live viewers right now, you have to be there.
All right, folks. We love you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
156
Thanks for having
with
me.
Mick Jeets.
400.
Of course, man.
Thank you, sir.
A pleasure every time. Can we not wait as long next time?
Yo, we'll be back. We'll be back
Next week.
in a couple months, couple weeks.
Let's do it.
Tomorrow.
Let's do it. Tomorrow.
Special
Tomorrow.
Wednesday episode.
Bye, folks.
Bye.